that I say I told you so, but I told you so. You know what people get wrong about me? You know what people get wrong about me? Is I'm not here to just give you my personal opinion. I'm here to give you 30 plus fucking years of New York Giants fandom and tell you what I know what this team's gonna do. I know what this team's gonna fucking do. I know. I know them well. I know them better than the back of my motherfucking hand. Marshall Green didn't tell you. Them geeks at Fireside Giants didn't tell you. I told you. Abdul Carter trade back in the first round and go get Jackson motherfucking Dart. What did they motherfucking do? You betcha. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that the Giants won the draft, okay? I'm not a geek. We'll see, right? As Giant fans, we can only be happy for so long because at this point, the way the last decade has went, I just kind of just, you know, I got my hands over my eyes, but I'm barely looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm barely looking. I'm looking, but I'm barely looking. I love first of all, and let me say this. Y'all know me. Y'all follow me. I was done with Joe Schoen. Okay, I was done with Brian Daboll. But I have to get, I'm reeled back in. Oh man. Oh, Joe. He got me reeled all the way back in. For a man whose seat is hot, I have to say he performed. First of all, Abdul Carter, if you want to, we needed players. And the thing that I take away from all of these picks, every one of them, all of these guys are damn near psychos. They're dogs. And we've been lacking dog mentality for quite some time. Look, I love Dexter Lawrence. I would argue with anybody that Dexter Lawrence is the best D-tack in all of football. But he's a nice guy. I like Bobby O. You know, I've liked having guys like him on the team, but he's a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? A nice guy. I don't want nice guys on this team. I want some animals. I want some dogs. I want some people that are ferocious. I think Abdul Carter is just that. Jackson Dart, listen to me. This is all I'm going to say because if you're not a fan of the Giants, you're going to say he sucks, all this and that. I watched Jackson Dart play in college. I thought he was entertaining. I thought he was fun. And I'll say this. If you thought that I rooted for Daniel Jones, wait till you see how I fucking root for Jackson Dart. I love Jackson Dart. Love him. He was my favorite quarterback in the whole draft. When if you follow me on Twitter, I said in January that he is a Brian Daboll guy. Like, he literally is what Brian Daboll wants to do. When you watch some of the Ole Miss stuff, he is what Brian Daboll wants to run. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the next Josh Allen, but I will say this. I think there's some Elway in his game. Honestly, I think some John Elway's in the game, but that's neither here nor there. I'm excited. And look, the Giants don't have to rush Dart, right? We got Wilson, we got Winston. Let those guys figure it out. Let's give Dart some time, and let's get this thing going. I love the trade. I don't think that the Giants went crazy on the trade. You know, I have to be honest. I think the Giants did the right thing because I think the Rams were interested in Dart. And let me say this too. I'm not here to bash Shedeur Sanders. I'm not. But I never thought for a minute that Shedeur Sanders fit what the Giants wanted to do. And to see where he ended up at, a lot of content creators liked him. I think they really need to reevaluate some things, in all honesty. But that's neither here nor there. Look, I'm not going to go in any particular order, but Scatterbo is in the history of this team, right? When you think of, and I'm not comparing him to Lawrence Taylor or Jeremy Shockey or Bavaro, just wild guys that played for this team, but played with their hair on fire, right? So a match lit underneath their ass. He fits what a New York Giants player in the history, when you think about legacy, he fits who we are. He's perfect for us. You pair him with Tracy, you get a 1A and a 1B. You get a little physicality with a little finesse. I think those two are a phenomenal pair together. And I'm so excited to see what Cam does. I'm so excited. I think he's going to have that Jeremy Shockey effect, right? If you were around during the Jeremy Shockey days, you know what I'm talking about. That tenacity, that energy, that fire, that dragon that's got fire just coming out of his mouth. I think that's what he's going to bring. Marcus Bowe from Purdue. Look, I know that he had some issues at tackle at Purdue, but he was a good guard. And potentially where they got him at, I think is potentially a steal. Don't forget Darius Alexander from Toledo. Another nasty guy who I think is going to be great paired with Dexter Lawrence. I really do. Fedoni, a tight end. I like the fact that the Giants have been aggressive in trying to acquire tight ends in draft because, look, it's an important position. And not to mention, you got a lunatic in this draft. This guy is damn near crazy. And I honestly think he can help right away, if not on offense, in special teams. Corey Black from Oklahoma State, another guy, nasty, brings a physicality to his game. I think Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll together did a phenomenal job in this draft. If nothing else, of the quality of player, bringing in a mindset that we are going to punch you in the mouth. And you want to talk about two guys who were desperate to acquire these kind of players. Brian Daboll, Joe Schoen, they had to hit this. And I love the fact that when you think of Brian Daboll and what kind of coach he's been, a fiery coach, not afraid to show his ass on the sidelines. If he's going out, I love the fact that he's going to go acquire guys and he's going to go out swinging. I love that. At the end of the season, I had really been off of Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. But I can see by their draft picks and the guys that they acquired and the type of guys that they acquired. I'm not going to sit here and go through the ins and outs of, oh man, I love the way his hips. It's just the fact that they're bringing in a mindset, an attitude. A Giants attitude. Look at these players. Go look at their highlights. Go watch all 20. Go watch these things. Look, what do you see? What do they all have in common? They're fucking maniacs. Jackson Dartford doesn't even, look, he needs to figure out how to slide, but he's a maniac. He's not afraid to take a hit. He's not afraid to try to run you over. He's just not. There's a great clip of Darius Alexander, interception, running back to the house. Just an athletic freak who you're going to pair that with Dexter Lawrence, with the fact that you're going to have three really quality edge rushers in Carter, Kayvon, and Brian Burns. This Giants defense, there should be no excuses for this Giants defense. Absolutely no excuses for the Giants defense. Banks, another guy, just a nice guy. The nice guy thing is over. It needed to be over. And I think the Giants went out and got some dogs, and I'm really happy with this draft class. If people want to sit here and say we had the best draft, let them. If Eagle fans and Cowboy fans want to say that, oh, we didn't have a good, who cares what they got to say? At the end of the day, I am happy as a Giants fan, the players that the Giants acquired. And if you're a Giants fan, I think you should be too. The Shedeur thing, whatever. I was terrified that they were going to take him at 3, but I stuck to my guns, the fact that it was Carter and get back in and get Dart. Hell, in some cases, I would have taken Dart at 3. I loved him so much. But thank goodness it all worked out the way it did. I think Jackson Dart's going to be a great New York Giant. I know a lot of people ain't going to believe anything I got to say at quarterback because how much I supported Daniel Jones. But all I've tried to do with this channel is tell you guys what I think the Giants are going to do. And we crushed it with this draft. And the other thing, too, is I love the fact that they got a lot of their guys, damn near all of them, from their pre-draft visits. They got guys that they actually spoke to, that they sat down with. They got their guys. So a lot of people have said, I want Brian Daboll to go get his guy. Well, he got his guy. He got him. And I think he got his guys, all of them. So I love the attitude of this group. I think when we look back in the history of New York Giants drafting, this will be a pivotal moment in our history. And in terms of turning this franchise around fully, not just partially, but fully, I think it's going to be this draft class that gets that done. I'll see you guys real soon with more great New York Giants content from the longest running reigning New York Giants channel in a game.